All right. Hi, welcome to our channel. Yeah, that's magic. Now presenting NET syllabus. So, Unit 1 Teaching Aptitude. We have completed 2 lessons. We are dealing levels of teaching. So, let's begin lesson 3. So, under levels of teaching, we have completed memory level teaching. So, next is understanding level teaching and also reflective level of teaching. So, quickly moving into understanding. So, if you want previous videos, please check our channel to see the description. The links will be provided. Okay, with that title. Okay, lesson 1, lesson 2, lesson 3, like that it will be there. Okay, anyway, understanding level of teaching. So, what is this understanding level of teaching? So, the teaching at the understanding level is of higher quality than the one at memory level of teaching. So, definitely it is a higher quality than memory level teaching. It is more useful and thoughtful. So, that is the thought level, that is basic level and thoughtless level of teaching, memory level, whereas understanding level of teaching is more useful and thoughtful. Understanding level of teaching explains pupils about relationships, about the relationship between principles and facts. So, here mainly understanding level of teaching explain pupils about the relationship between principles and facts. Relationship between principles and facts. It also lets students know where these principles are applicable. For this level of teaching, it is must to get memory level teaching barrier first. So, this is the important point. So, it also lets students know where these principles are applicable. So, one is this teaching, understanding level of teaching explains relationship between principles and facts. That is one thing. Next is it also lets the students where these principles are applicable. So, applicability of principles also is explained. Make the students know about the applicability of principles, understanding level of ULT, understanding level of teaching. But here mainly the point is for this level of teaching. So, for understanding level of teaching, it is must to get memory level of teaching barrier first. So, one has to cross memory level of teaching to get to the understanding level of teaching. So, that's why it is a level by level. So, first level, second level, third level, like that. So, in order to go to the second level, first level should be crossed. So, that's it. So, when you play games also, mobile games, video games, it will be like levels, level 1 after completing level 2, like that. So, memory level of teaching should be crossed in order to get into understanding level of teaching. So, next, in the understanding level of teaching, the mental development of the learner is at a higher level than that of memory. So, compared to memory level of teaching, obviously in understanding level of teaching, mental development of the learner, of the student is higher level. Cognitive abilities of the student are developed. The cognitive abilities of the student are developed in this understanding level of teaching. Here students become capable to think. So, in this ULT, understanding level of teaching, students become capable to think, present things logically, analyze them and draw inferences. They are able to evaluate the relationship between principles and facts. Next, elements of understanding level teaching are as follows. So, what are the elements in understanding level of teaching? So, one is objectives. According to revised Bloom's taxonomy, understanding level teaching aims at the following objectives: understanding objectives, application of objectives. So, here objectives is there under elements under ULT, understanding level of teaching. According to Bloom's taxonomy, understanding level of teaching aims at the following objectives. So, there are two objectives. One is understanding objectives, one is application objective. So, understanding objective means it is a goal. So, the objective under ULT is one is understanding, one is application. So, that is why understanding objectives and application objectives. So, under understanding objectives, it is the understanding of instructional messages by means of interpreting, exemplifying, classifying, comparing, inferring, etc. Whereas in application objectives, it includes the use of proper procedure for executing and implementing the use of principle or rules in practical life situations. Okay. So, in the understanding objectives, it is the understanding of instructional message by means of interpreting, exemplifying, by taking of examples, classifying, comparing and inferring. Now, application objective means it includes use of proper procedure for executing and implementing the use of principles or rules in practical life situations, that is application. Now, nature of subject matter. Under ULT, what is the nature of subject matter? The content for teaching at this level is quite wide as compared to that needed memory level teaching. So, content for teaching learning, content for teaching learning at this level is quite wide. So the content is wide under ULT when compared to memory level teaching. The content also includes the application of the principle or generalization due real life situations. So here more practical application in real life situations is more in this understanding level of teaching. Methods used for achieving objectives like understanding, comprehension and application, following methods of teaching could be used. So under understanding level of teaching, what are the methods used? One is lecture method, next is lecture cum demonstration method, C is discussion, D inductive deductive, and exemplification and explanation. So 5 methods are used in understanding level of teaching. One is lecture method, second lecture cum demonstration, third one discussion, D, fourth one inductive deductive, and fifth one is exemplification and explanation. Now fourth one classroom climate. Okay, so here these are all the elements in understanding level of teaching. One is objectives, we have seen. Under objectives, understanding objective, application objective, we have seen. So that is objectives. Second element in understanding level of teaching is nature of subject matter. Next, methods used. So there are 5 methods as we said now. Next, classroom. Fourth one is classroom climate. More likely and encouraging as compared to that of memory level teaching, learners are actively engaged in the learning process. This makes the classroom environment positive and enjoyable. Next, fifth one, nature of motivation under elements of understanding level of teaching. Motivation and at understanding level of teaching is extrinsic as well as intrinsic in nature. So the nature of motivation is both extrinsic and also intrinsic. Teaching equipment. Teaching becomes very easy and interesting with the help of different teaching aids like models, charts, flashcards, pictures, etc. Students can easily comprehend the concept by using various teaching aids. So the teacher should use the right aid or equipment as per the need and level of students. Next, evaluation. Tools and devices used for evaluation at this level are more comprehensive than that of memory level teaching. Tests and tools should be properly planned. Planned tests could evaluate the student's ability to comprehend, grasp, analyze, synthesize, discriminate, etc. These abilities can be examined using oral and written tests along with some scope for testing practical knowledge. So this is about evaluation, 7th one. Next, 8th one, role of the teacher. So what is the role of the teacher under understanding level of teaching? Role of teacher is prominent in the understanding level of teaching. He is the person responsible for presenting learning material. So he or she, the teacher, is responsible for presenting learning material. The teacher makes sure that people understands the content by making it interesting for them. So teacher makes sure that the student or the pupil understands the content by making it interesting for them. So they want to deliver it in interesting way so that the student pays attention and grasps it carefully. So in this level of teaching, the contents and sequence of presentation, mode of instruction, methods used in evaluation all remains with the powers of the teacher. So the teacher can be flexible. So she or he has the power in order to deliver the contents and the sequence of presentation, mode of instruction, methods used, evaluation all remains with the power of the teacher. Next, role of learner. So what is the role of the learner in understanding level of teaching? At this level of teaching, role of the learner is not so passive. It is not so passive as in that of memory level teaching. So role of the learner is mostly passive in memory level teaching, whereas here it is not so passive. The learner has to work hard at this level. The learners at this level are secondary and can take some initiative to know further about the contents. Both the teacher and learner interact within the framework set by the teacher to obtain the objectives designed at this level of teaching. So next, what are the merits of understanding level of teaching? So merits of ULT. At this level of teaching, students make use of their thinking ability. So it is important. At this, there is no thinking ability, question of thinking ability in memory level teaching. There is an understanding level of teaching. It is more thinking abilities are developed here. So students make use of their thinking abilities. They start to think. Knowledge acquired at this level forms the basis of the reflective level of teaching. So we have said level after level. So first one is the memory level of teaching, which becomes the basis for understanding level of teaching. And this understanding level of teaching, knowledge acquired at this understanding level of teaching forms the basis for the next level, which is the reflective level of teaching. Next, here the teacher presents subject matter before the students in an organized and sequential form. The new knowledge acquired is related to the previously acquired knowledge. Obviously, the new knowledge acquired is related to the previously acquired knowledge. Here the students do not learn by rote. There is no like rote learning, mugging up or by hearting kind of thing. Here the students do not learn by rote. Here they learn by understanding the facts. Here understanding becomes more important. Here they learn by understanding the facts and information and their use and purpose. By understanding the facts and information and their use and purpose also. That is the merits. These are the 4 merits under understanding level of teaching. And what are the demerits in understanding level of teaching? Teaching at this level is subject centered, so it is mostly subject centered. There is no interaction between the teacher and students at this level. So here also there is no much interaction between the, definitely more than the memory level teaching abilities are developed, but there is not, because compared to the next level reflective level of teaching, there is no interaction between the teacher and the student at this level. So this is the only demerit. One is subject centered and one is no interaction between teacher and student. So next, moving to the third level, next level of teaching, reflective level of teaching, RLT. So MLT is memory level teaching, ULT is understanding level of teaching, and RLT is reflective level of teaching. Okay, so this level is also known as, this reflective level of teaching, RLT is also known as introspective level. So this may be asked in the multiple choice question. So RLT is also known as introspective level, retrospective level, both of them, none of them. So you have to take introspective. So we do introspection, no? That is what reflective level of teaching, reflecting upon. So introspective level of teaching, it is also known as. Next, reflecting on something means giving careful thought. So what is meant by reflecting? Reflecting on something means giving a careful thought to something over a period of time. So you are thinking about something for a certain period of time. You are thinking about it, what it is, how it came, what, why, how, when, where, all these questions. So you are getting to know comprehensively, completely about that content. So you are thinking about it for a certain period of time. So reflecting on something means giving careful thought to something over a period of time. It also means thinking deeply about something. So it also means giving a careful thought, also means thinking deeply about something. Reflective level of teaching is considered to be the highest level. So obviously, memory level is the lowest level, next level is understanding level, and RLT, reflective level of teaching or introspective level of teaching is the highest level of teaching at which teaching is carried out. Okay, now some points are there under this RLT. It is highly thoughtful and useful, definitely. A student can attain this level only after going through memory level understanding. See, after going through level 1 and level 2, after going through MLT, memory level of teaching, and ULT, understanding level of teaching, a student can only going through those 2 levels of teaching, only then the student can attain to the next level, which is the reflective level of teaching, also known as introspective level of teaching. Now, teaching at the reflective level enables the student to solve the real problems of life. So this enables the student to solve the real problems of life. At this level, the student is made to face a real problematic situation. So at this level, student is made to face a real problematic situation. The student, by understanding the situation and using his critical abilities, succeeds in solving the problem. At this level, emphasis is laid on identifying the problem. At this level, emphasis is laid on identifying the problem. See, you can take example like, for example, like you have this IPS, IAS kind of practicals they will be having, no? In some films also they will show that during IPS training kind of thing, or military trainings also, they will send the persons to some forest areas or something like that, some practical or real life problem facing situations. So they will be giving like practicals. So that comes under reflective level of teaching, because they are made to, the students, the learners made to face the real life situations. So that is the reflective level of teaching. Okay. So at this level, emphasis is laid on identifying the problem. See, emphasis is laid on identifying the problem, defining it, and finding a solution to it. See, identifying the problem, defining it, and finding a solution to it. So where these things come, you know, identifying problem, defining, finding solution, all this comes in at your research methodology, where you do mini projects, or if you are writing research paper, or if you are doing thesis also, if you are doing PhD also. After that you will be joining PhD, no? So there that is all. That higher education related everything is the reflective level of teaching. Okay, because on your own you will be getting guidance, and on your own you will be working on your project or your research paper or your thesis, where you need to find the gap and identify a problem and work on it. So that comes under reflective level of teaching. So it is a higher, whereas memory level is more suitable and useful and a must for small children, small kids, whereas reflecting is for higher level of teaching, and understanding level is in between for colleges students and all, higher school and colleges like that. So anyway, at this level emphasis is laid on, that means importance is laid on identifying the problem, defining it and finding a solution to it. The students original thinking, creative abilities develop at this level. So here original thinking and creative abilities develop at this level. The role of the teacher in this level is the role of the teacher. So here the role of the teacher under RLT, the role of the teacher in this level of teaching, reflective level of teaching is democratic. That means giving more choice to the student and also to the teachers. Both have equal opportunity to deal with the content and decide upon the content and how the teaching should be delivered. Both the teacher has the flexibility, and also student can also ask the teacher, freely ask the teacher. So it is not a teacher dominated. Okay, the role of the teacher in this level of teaching is democratic. He does not force knowledge on the students. But develops in their talents and capabilities. So the teacher is not forcing anything upon the student, but trying to develop the student in their talents and capabilities. Okay, the role of the student is quite active. So compared to both memory level of teaching and also understanding level of teaching, here the role of the learner or the role of the student is more active. See, in memory level of teaching, it is completely passive. Whatever the teacher says, teacher is authoritarian, as we have said in that point, memory level of teaching, and the student has to listen to the teacher. Okay, whereas in understanding level of teaching, some giving thought is there, some thoughtful and useful is there on the part of learner, but not very active, but not so passive as in memory level of teaching. They are completely passive. Here not so passive, somewhat active, but whereas in understanding level somewhat active, not so passive, but whereas in reflective level of teaching quite active compared to both other two RLT, ULT and MLT. Here RLT, the learner is more active. Okay, reflective level of teaching is that which is problem centered, see, and the student is busy in original imagination. Reflective level of teaching or introspective level of teaching, reflective level RLT, is that which is problem centered and the student is busy in original imagination. So original imagination comes under RLT. Okay, reflective level of teaching. Next, merits of reflective level of teaching. The teaching at this level is not teacher centered or subject centered, it is learner centered. See, and this in this reflective level of teaching, it is neither teacher centered nor subject centered, but it is purely learner centered, student centered, reflective level of teaching. Now there is an interaction between the teacher and the taught means again student, pupil, learner, taught, all same. There is an interaction between the teacher and the taught at the reflective level of teaching. So more interaction takes place. So pupil is usually used for the lower class children. So lower kids, small kids, we use the word pupil. Okay, otherwise we use taught, student, like that, or learner. Learner is like common for small kids and higher class students also. Now there is an interaction between the teacher and the taught at this reflective level of teaching. At this level, teaching is appropriate for the higher class. So as I said, no, this is more suitable for higher classes, whereas the memory level of teaching is for lower small kids. Okay, next, at this level, teaching is highly thoughtful, definitely, and useful than the teaching at the memory or understanding, obviously. So when compared to memory level of teaching, MLT and ULT understanding level of teaching, here definitely highly thoughtful and useful, reflective level of teaching. These are the merits. Now demerits. Not suitable for small children. See, reflective level of teaching is not suitable for, it is only higher class children, higher class students, not suitable for small children at the lower level of teaching. Now it is suitable only for mentally matured children. See, it is suitable for mentally matured children because it involves highly thoughtful, highly active students should be there. They should think, they should imagine, they should be able to identify the problem. Those are all the elements in reflective level of teaching. So definitely mentally matured children and students only, higher class students only, it is suitable. That is like a demerit, only for them it is suitable. So it is, they are telling it as a demerit. At this level, the study material is neither organized nor pre-planned. So there is no pre-planning or neither organized. So there is no proper planning or organization of study material. Therefore, students cannot acquire systematic and organized knowledge of their study course. So in this reflective level of teaching, students cannot acquire in a systematic way, lesson by lesson, unit by unit, or organized knowledge of their study course. That is not possible. So they are telling it as a, but that is the nature of reflective level of teaching, but they are just giving it as a demerit, not a problem. So okay, that is the levels of teaching we have completed. Okay, one is the memory level, which is completed in the previous video. In this video we have covered understanding level of teaching and reflective level of teaching. See, by listening to it only you will be able to understand. For this 3 levels of teaching, MLT, ULT and RLT, you have spent quite time, like 20 minutes in that video, about some 20 or more than 20 minutes in this video. When you are spending whatever 15 to 20 minutes or 30 minutes, whatever time you are spending, if you are listening carefully and attentively without other distractions or skipping the video here and there, if you are listening carefully, you will be able to gain or understand a lot of what is said in this particular video, especially levels of teaching. Now, whatever the question comes in, whichever way they may ask the question, there is high probability, more than 90-95% or 99% of probability, provided that you have carefully gone through this entire video without any other thoughts or distractions, only focusing on the content, you will be able to definitely put the right answer, no? So that's what I want. So it is important whenever you listen to particular video completely. So at least, as I said, if you find it useful or quality, watch the videos consistently and completely and without any other distractions or skipping. Just take that time and completely focus on that video and listen carefully. You may, based on your understanding level and capturing these abilities, capabilities, grasping abilities, understanding and grasping abilities, you may increase the speed 1.25, 1.2, 1.3 like that. That option is there now, you can use that. Or if not, you can reduce also. Right. Sorry. Thank you.